reporting for TTN Chats here at Matthew Willson's 40th birthday party in downtown Hamilton. Happy birthday, Matthew! Woo! Matthew, what are you most excited about for tonight?
Well, I'm most excited just to have all my friends and family here. Friends, family, colleagues, actors, musicians, people in the entertainment industry, people. I have a gravel pit, so people from my regular day job, they're all here. And yeah, just to have everybody here all at once for my birthday.
How does it feel to be turning 40?
Honestly, I feel great. It doesn't feel any different than what I did when I was 20. I think I'm hitting my stride.
Tell me how you and Matthew met.
Okay, well, it's a good story, Katie. We met 3 years ago today, which is Matthew's birthday, June 1st, on a blind date. We were set up, which is really fun, and we went to Bar Unlock for dinner. I bought him a bottle of red wine because I didn't know what else to get him. And we had some dinner, and we just kept dating from then. So every year on his birthday, we go back to the Bar Unlock, and we have some dinner, and we just kind of relive that moment. So we raced there tonight, which was crazy, getting this party ready and racing there for dinner, but it was well worth it. So it was a really good story. It's a fun story.
It's actually, today's the anniversary when I met my wife. We met on a blind date, and she actually turned me down twice. Blind date. She turned me down twice, and she said, okay, well, so the story goes that she said, all right, well, we'll meet. How would you like to meet? I think it was like a Tuesday or something. And I said, okay, well, fine. We'll meet on that Tuesday. Please don't stand me up again, because that's my birthday. And so really, I had no plans for my birthday. Like, I didn't have any friends to take me out. My family didn't have anything planned for me. So I was hoping that I wouldn't get stood up on this blind date again for the third time. And she didn't stand me up. And we had a great time, and it was really nice. And then we've seen each other ever since.
How you initially met Matthew?
I think I saw Matt on stage and was extremely impressed. And I believe we've done, I think, 4 or 5 of my plays together since. So it's been a long relationship of great work together.
Matt?
I met Matthew working on a show that my mom was in with him. I was the assistant stage manager, so I got to boss him around.
Matthew, tell me a little.
I met Matthew through Bob and Mary, his mom and dad, and I've known Mary and Bob for many years. I worked with Mary at the BGH, so I watched Matthew and Charlotte grow up together. So I've known Matthew since he was very little, and I watched him grow up to be a big boy.
Well, Matt's from our hometown of Paris, and he's Cindy's cousin, but we also went to high school. We're only a couple years older than Matt. And we also DJ'd his 16th birthday party.
Well, we know Matt from theater.
more specifically, the Hamilton Players Guild. That's where I met him.
I actually met Matt several years ago. Actually, more than that. I was about 19. I worked at Grandstands in Paris, and we kind of just kept in touch ever since then.
I think Matt and I first met when they did the first roll call in preschool. We were about 3 years old. And yeah, we've kind of been friends ever since, off and on, but for the most part, pretty consistent. Yeah.
What is your favorite?
I first met Matt in, I think, his first theater production in Burlington about 20 years ago, and he was in a play called One Toe in the Grave, and I have no idea what role he played. And I think the most surprising thing about him is I never thought he would go on to become the great actor he is, but it's just so much fun to watch him.
Well, I met Matty Willson through a mutual friend of ours, Scott Grapesandy, and then I introduced Matt to Halcyon, and that's how we all know each other.
Through theater. We've done a lot of shows together. We've got lots of backstage stories to tell. Yeah.
Also from theater, although we've never done a show together. I hope that we will in the future. I've seen him on stage lots of times. So much fun.
I met Matthew when he was much younger. We were in a show together called Lend Me a Tenor. And Matthew played a very energetic bellboy.
I know Matthew through acting as well, although I've never actually acted with him. Just sort of seen him and hung out at parties and that sort of stuff.
I actually met Matthew right out here on the rooftop playing ball hockey.
I met years ago on set. We were just talking randomly.
At the Men's Detention Center on Barton Street. I'm joking.
Matthew because we both worked on a play together. It was a glass menagerie. And I played Amanda Wingfield, and he played the gentleman caller. And so that's how we first met. And We've actually never worked since together, but I've seen quite a few of Matt's plays. I always rooting for him and support him, and he's adorable. And I had the pleasure, I'm also a licensed wedding officiant. So last year, when he and Jackie got married, I had the pleasure of marrying them. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway.
I couldn't tell you how I first met Matt because we both in theater together, and so we've seen each other on stage and meet at parties, and eventually we worked on a show together, and he's now on our play reading committee with Waterdown, so we spend lots and lots of time together.
About 10 years ago, Matt was an actor and I was producing a movie at the time, and we just cast him in a film, and I remember it because most actors are usually struggling, and Matt pulled up in a Corvette, and I instantly knew that this wasn't your everyday actor, but a very talented guy, and a much better friend even more so. I love the guy, very generous, and I'm very happy to be here celebrating his 40th.
Tell me how you met Matt.
Well, Katie, I met Matt through my husband, Scott. He was producing a movie that he cast Matt Willson in, and that was about 10 years ago. So ever since, we've been all hanging out.
Tell me how you guys met Matthew.
Who's Matthew?
Matthew's wife, Jackie, is best friends with my wife, Melissa.
Yes,
and
hi Matthew.
Jackie
Happy
is
birthday.
the godmother of one of my children. That's how I met Matt.
She's the second godmother. I'm the first mother of the same child, his child.
So in the hierarchy of things, it's like Lee and then Matt with my children. Okay.
Is the first cousin born after my brother and myself, so I really consider him my little brother. So we've known each other all our lives, and we've kind of grown up together, and we really love each other.
Well, now, this is only the third time I've met my son-in-law. Oh, yeah. So I really need to get to know him a lot better because he is sleeping with my daughter.
What really drew you to Matthew, and why is he so special?
I would have to say just his nature is so unique and different from anybody that I've ever met before in my life, and it keeps drawing me in. So, we just have a really good time together. We really click. We laugh like crazy, which is great, and we can have a great time if we're sitting in our kitchen or if we're halfway across the world on a vacation. So, I just look forward to the next 20, 30, 40 years
Matt's
maybe.
Yeah. The great thing about Matt is what you see is what you get. He's pretty straight. You know where he's coming from. He's honest. He's very generous person, and he always lets you know what he's thinking.
He's very energetic, very enthusiastic, and I think anybody that knows him knows that. He gets right into it, not afraid to try anything.
I just think his absolute closeness with his work ethics with his dad. I think his closeness in working with his dad and his mom in the business. I just think how awesome it is when he just goes out and works so hard with his dad. I just think it's wonderful.
That's awesome. You know that when you're on stage with him, there's always going to be an equal amount of give and take. He's really personable and easy to work with, I would say there.
Definitely. We were just both in a play with him not too long ago about the War of 1812, and he took on the role of Tecumseh, and I mean, he did a great job with that. It was just an incredible job and very dedicated, and you're going to get a solid performance out of that guy.
Matty is a excellent improv kind of guy. That's one thing that not everyone might know off the cuff. But when you get him riffing on comedy, he's a very, very funny guy.
Qualities we can all see just in the fact that he's doing this wonderful event this evening. I'm on Facebook, and it's a lot of fun to see how great his life has become since he's married Jackie, I think her name is. And the generosity that he's showing by doing an event like this to raise money for children, I think he's a super guy. And so I thought, well, it's easy to stay home, but it's not every night you go out to say happy birthday to a super guy. So
I don't know, Matt's just like a super easygoing, happy guy, and even when he wouldn't be playing well or was too tired, he could always sort of laugh at himself and stuff. He's just, he's got an excellent personality.
Matt's favorite flower is a daisy.
I steal the hotel soap and shampoo everywhere I go.
he's not quite as tall as he
They
looks.
may know that he's super anal or they may not. He's very, very anal, very particular about everything. And he has rituals for a lot of things. You know, like he has like a summer uniform. He'll decide what am I going to wear this summer? What's my look going to be? He was really into what's happening around him and on him. So he's into being particular about almost every facet of his life.
And I've kept in contact with Matt over the years, and he's done quite well. Very impressed with Matt as an actor, business-wise. I've seen him in commercials and such, and no, I'm quite proud of him. I'm quite proud, Matt. I'm very proud of you. You know,
he's an out-of-the-box kind of person. He's just one of those people that really cares about you. He's very genuine, and I've never met someone that is so caring about another individual. He just honestly makes me feel like I'm a bad person because he's such a good person. So that'd be it.
Other than that, I don't know. I think my friends and family, they all know me pretty well. I would hope that they think that I'm generous and caring.
Courteous. He's very courteous, thoughtful, funny, alcoholic.
If you could describe him in 3 words, what would they be?
Matthew Willson. Funny, handsome,
And multi-talented.
Lovable,
And funny.
and a little kooky, but you know, that's all right.
Funny, quirky, and genuine.
Nice and good looking.
Energetic. Very nice, Healthy.
Very animated.
Animated and
Charismatic, of course.
very, very sexy. Oh, blue eyes, right? I think they're blue. Matt, are they blue? I'll look into your eyes later, okay?
One crazy guy.
Okay.
Yeah, fun, crazy, cool.
Charming, probably very perseverant, and yeah, just happy, easygoing.
Sweet, kind, and funny.
I'd say party, sincerity, compassion.
I'd say cute, naughty, and nice.
Handsome, a total dog, and lovely.
Super duper nice.
And could
Maybe
you just
more
look to
than
camera
3.
and say hi?
We're baseball players, so we would consider Matt a 5-tool player, meaning that he's good looking, he's funny, he's a successful businessman, he's an actor, and I've heard that he's a tremendous lover.
He gives great hugs.
Cool, creative, and a little bit crazy.
He's kind, he's considerate, and he's funny.
What is your favorite memory that you've had with Matthew so far?
There's a lot. There's too many to pick an absolute favorite, I would think, but because we're newlyweds, I would have to say our wedding day. Yeah, it was the best day of my life. It was wonderful. So we just had a great time, and we're kind of reliving it tonight. We've got the same band and the same music playing in the background while the band's not playing, and kind of the same guest list. So yeah, it was definitely
Great
a
memory is just their wedding last year, which was incredible. But even this year at my birthday, didn't know if they would be able to make it or not, because mine's in February, it's cold, and it was in Toronto. And they showed up at midnight, much to everyone's surprise, so it was a great moment. They came in, and it was a fantastic moment. So that was good.
What is your number one favorite memory with him?
I think it had to do with the show we did called Blood and Rust, where Matt was pretty fabulous in it. He was playing someone who was developmentally challenged, and it was a pretty remarkable job he did.
My favorite memory is actually a very touching one. I think those that know Matthew know he's got a really good heart. And not long after I met him, we were going through where my mom's mom, my grandmother, was very, very sick, and we were back and forth at the hospital a lot. And so we were very stressed, and this was also all while a show was going on. And he called up one night and said, "I'm taking you out for the night." And he took me out for the night to get my mind off of things. And then at the end of the night, he drove me back to my grandmother's apartment where my mom was. And my mom, as he pulled in, he could see my mom was sitting in the car and she was crying. And I popped out, got in the car, and started hugging her. And Matthew, without missing a beat, he pulled into a spot, got out of the truck, opened the car door, and pulled my mom out and gave her a big hug too. So that he's family-oriented himself, and he knows all about that. And I think just the thought of getting me away for a night and then realizing what we needed at that moment, I thought it was just, that's one of my favorite memories of him.
I've seen him on his little Hot Wheels, and Charlotte climbed the walls in the house, and in the beautiful home that they had on Grand River Avenue in Paris. And then I now follow Matt on Facebook, and I've given him a little thing called Matt's Rant of the Day. That's what I say. It's kind of like Rick Mercer. So I answer, and I call it Matt's Rant of the Day, and anyone can reply back to when he's frustrated and standing in line in Sobeys and things aren't going well, or if he's just can't get through with the traffic on the QE. But I've watched his career grow, and he's just awesome. He's that third cup of the day Tassimo things and the Murdoch mysteries, and I've just watched him grow up, and I think he's a very wonderful, wonderful young man. I watched him just grow up to be an aspiring actor, and a very hard worker, and any mom and dad would be so proud to have him.
What's your favorite memory of Matt? Don't be shy.
Probably have to say his 16th birthday party, and I'm glad to see that Matt still knows how to throw a good party 24 years later.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many to choose from. But one of my favorite, I guess, is from what I did last summer. And the Olympics were going on, the Winter Olympics, and Matt had brought in this tiny black and white TV, and we were watching the hockey game in between when you got to go off stage and cheer for our, I guess, the Canadian boys. Anyway, it was, I don't know if it was like Game 7 or something. It was an exciting game anyway, and Matt was watching intently, and he might have been a little late for his entrance because he was so captivated in cheering for the Canadian team. But
Yep, that's the same story for me, actually.
Definitely going to the theater out in what's it called? Starts with an S.
Sarnia?
No, S. What's the theater? Oh, he was in a play. Anyways, it was awesome and it was funny. He was in a suit. It was funny. I can't remember the name. Shakespeare.
Oh,
that's
Stratford.
Stratford. Yes. That's.
I think it would be when we were around 14 years old, waiting for our parents to go to sleep so that we could steal their keys, get in their cars, and drive all over the place. Yeah.
If you could describe him in 3 words.
Seeing him in the McDonald's commercial. I love him in the McDonald's commercial.
Number one, well, him and Jacqueline, anytime they come into an event, whether it's one of a birthday, your birthday, or I had a little art gallery event. They really know how to make an appearance. When they walk into the room, you're like, Maddie and Jack are here. So yeah, they're a great couple. Really high energy, really friendly, and
definitely. I have to say, whenever he puts his flashing yellow lights on his truck, I love that. I always go, wee! My favorite memory. Always.
There was a performance in Camelot back in Burlington where he was playing Mordred, and it was just very special. That's what I'll say. It's very special.
I think Matt actually played my son once. But he was supposed to be acting younger, and I just remember that whole show being lots of favorite memories.
My favorite memory is when he's like half dressed on stage. Yes, many times.
We've seen him, yes, unclothed on stage. I think many people in here would say that.
My favorite memory.
I remember Matt came to Toronto to see me. We got together, had drinks. It was an afternoon. I remember walking out of the bar. I was blowing bubbles, and then we got on the streetcar, and it was Matt's first time on the streetcar. So yeah.
And was he scared?
No, he was actually pretty excited. I wish that I had a balloon to hand to him after I had blown my bubbles. There were no balloons though, but he was looking around. He was all excited. Yeah, it was good. It was good. He was like a little child.
I think having breakfast after his stag and doe in Brantford. Yeah, I think everyone. Well, he let me pass out at his place. And we were all pretty wrecked, and I was still wrecked at the restaurant. And I think they were too, because it was Matt's stag and doe. And so, but it was a great stag and doe, and then I think that's my favorite memory of Matt. Although we did scene work together on stage, and it was really great, because you bond with another guy, in life one way. But as actors, we're all the same. and it's like I bonded with him on stage. I found, because he was right there. He was like, he felt my pulse. I felt his pulse. He was like a really good scene partner, and I wish him the best. He's gone on to do great things, and
When we did the Glass Menagerie, he and I, we were fooling around. We were in the makeup room, and I remember we had some time together, and there were a bunch of wigs in there, and he and I were we started giggling. We were putting on wigs and doing different accents. I'm sure he'll remember this. I hope he does anyway. It was a very cute moment. We kind of were both, being silly together, and that's what I enjoy. Yeah.
That's lovely. I don't know if I can top that. I remember working on Marvin's Room with him, and I believe the poor man had to help me with some costume changes, which he's probably never recovered from.
I'd probably say a night out at the Toronto Film Festival. We had a wild night out, just a lot of drinking, a lot of good laughs and conversation, and he took me home that night, so safely. So he brought me to my doorstep, dropped me off, and I'd say that would be about it. But I think that's it. Yeah.
Nothing that I can repeat on camera. I first really spent some time with Matt at said goddaughter's second birthday party, and we had a lot to drink, and Matt was funny.
Did you do anything in particular that was ridiculous?
He got naked. It was a 2-year-old's
We did a lot of
birthday
camping.
party.
Every year we go camping together. We both share an appreciation for music. We listen to a lot of music together, and we like to go out and party sometimes.
Are there any memories in particular that really stand out for you?
Yeah, there was one time that I put a pillow over his head and I sat on his head until he almost suffocated, and then I pulled it off and I laughed, but he didn't think it was too funny. But sorry about that,
You've
Matt.
made it to 40 and you've accomplished so much in these years in the arts, and you have a beautiful wife. What do you expect to look forward to in the years to come?
Success in the arts. I'd really like to have a baby. Yeah, that's probably it. I mean, what else can you ask for, really?
Happy birthday. Enjoy your 40th, because when you get to be my age, it seems like a long time ago.
Happy birthday, Matt. Happy 40th. You were there for my 40th. I really appreciate it. I'm glad I'm here tonight. Love you, brother. We'll see you soon.
Happy birthday, Matt. I hope that your 40th year is the best year yet, brother. Happy birthday, buddy. Love you.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Happy birthday, Matt. I love you.
Happy birthday, Matthew.
Happy birthday, Matt. I wish you a very happy 40th birthday for the third time. I hope this one is better than last year's 40th. Thank you, Matt. All the best. Cheers. Way to go, brother. Bye.
Happy birthday, Matt. Thank you for including me in your celebration. I hope you had a great time.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Happy birthday, Maddie.
Happy birthday, Matt. I hope it's the best ever birthday and that you have many, many more.
Happy birthday, Matthew.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Happy 40th, Matt.
Happy 40th, Matt.
Matt, thank you. And can you look to camera for me and say happy birthday, Matthew?
Happy 40th birthday, Matthew, from
Happy birthday, Matthew. Welcome to the 40s.
Happy birthday, baby. I love you so much.
I'm Katie Allman reporting for Katie Chats here at Matthew Willson's 40th birthday party in downtown Hamilton. Happy birthday, Matthew! Woo!